Awesome. We are transitioning to our next demo, Tofu in the house. Welcome, EJ Cho.
Hello, and thanks, Ellie and Marley, for the great demo of Insight. That was super awesome tool. Well, hello, everyone. My name is EJ. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO here at a company called Tofu. We help B2B marketing teams basically move faster, create content that's really on brand as quickly as possible. I also have Joe on my team here. So I don't know, Joe, if you're around, but if you want to say hi, feel free to do so as well.
Yeah, hi. I'll mainly be on Slack and the chat here to answer any questions that people have.
Yeah, so if folks have any questions, feel free to send it over and we can take a look. With that said, let me just start with just a couple of slides just to frame the conversation a little bit. So what Tofu does is we use AI to really help teams create on-brand content. But the big differentiator that we have compared to a lot of the other tools is really think about the holistic marketing teams. There's so many different functions within a marketing team, and each one of those use cases are slightly different. And we care a lot about being able to solve for each of those individual specific use cases. So for example, I don't know how many different marketing sub-teams there are in our chat today. But for example, let's say you're a demand gen growth manager, right? You want to do one-to-one ABM campaigns and you're really struggling to personalize that content. We help that with you. The great thing is we also do cross-channel content. So think about the marketing emails that you have to send, but also the landing pages, the ebooks, the webinars, and the ad copy. You're able to do that all within Tofu. The content teams, they have to create new content. A lot of times they have existing content and they want to repurpose that content to different channels. And again, it takes so much time and it's such a manual, laborious process. And we try to help them by being able to create that content much more faster. Field event marketing, like this is a use case that I really like. A lot of times there's so much effort going into just preparing and setting up the logistics for an event that they just don't have time to create all the content around it before the event and after the event. And most importantly, as a buyer, it's like if you're leading the marketing team, instead of buying, I think in the previous sessions, this came up multiple times where like the reconsolidation of tools is really happening. Like buyers don't want to buy multiple tools, one for every single channel. So to be able to create like content across different channels for your entire marketing team under one platform is such a godsend that we hear over and over and again. So if you're looking for a tool that can create content across different channels for your entire marketing team, that's what we're here to kind of share a little bit more about. So this is a high level, but there's more, right? There's the BDR teams that create the one-to-one personalized outreach. There's a product marketing team that's always trying to fine-tune their messaging, and they have a style guide that really no one follows. But you can upload that in Tofu and have the output really follow your brand voice. So many different use cases, but I'll just share a few today. So I have this instance of Tofu today. It's an instance of a company called NVIDIA. Since we're talking about AI and like all the powers that we do, I thought it'd be interesting to use NVIDIA as an example. Honestly, given that how well they're doing, I'm not sure if they really need a marketing team. But that said, let's try to create some content, assuming we're marketers at NVIDIA. So the first part is in this place, what we call the playbook. This is really what we consider the brain of Tofu. You can upload things like your company information. If you put a website, we go crawl and scrape that website. You can upload your existing style guide. So if you have a style guide that with you, be that a PDF format, it doesn't matter what format you uploaded it with, you can upload it and then we'll try to extract core information like the specific rules that you want to make sure it always follows for every single piece of content or the overall brand voice. We're able to extract that. You can also create custom tones like we've done here. And it can be done at an individual level at a specific channel. Or let's say you want to emulate your CEO or your CTO's tone of voice, we can do that as well. So here I've just extracted a few past LinkedIn posts from the NVIDIA social page. And then we're able to extract certain traits of these writing examples. So the first example I'd like to show today is in the case, let's say you're a demand gen growth manager, right? And you want to create one-to-one ABM or personalized content specific to personas or different industries. One thing Tofu does great is you're able to connect it with your CRM. So we have really deep integrations, which is, by the way, I think, again, this came up in the panel where you create so much content, but then from a user's perspective, it's a lot of times hard to execute on it. And we felt the delta between like having a cute demo and being able to actually execute is to have all these integrations that's deeply integrated within your current workflows. So for example, you can connect with your HubSpot. We have integrations like Salesforce and other different automation tools. You can pull in detailed information that exists in your CRM. So let's say you have a seller that left a note on why previous accounts were closed and lost, and now you want to run a re-engagement campaign on them. You can pull in any property from your CRM and pull that as additional information on top of any public information that we can find about that company. So you can have direct integrations like I've shown here right now. And from each one of those, let's say in this case, we've integrated 15 companies from HubSpot. These are enterprise companies that we want to go after. And like any kind of public website, we're able to crawl and search it. You can also do public web searches yourself if you'd like to. And from each one of these, we do what we call account research. So this is the time where a lot of time marketers spend doing account research one-to-one. But we do that using both, again, the private information that exists in your CRM, any other information that you might want to upload, and public information that we can find and you can search for on the web. So here we create a summary of Costco, any kind of pain points that specifically exist for Costco in the context of what NVIDIA can provide, and any value propositions as well. So the idea here is we have all this account research that we've accumulated for these 15 companies, and now we're going to create omni-channel content across different channel types for your specific campaign. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just cancel this quickly. So here's an overview of all your campaigns. Again, like we really think about marketing as an integrated function across different sub-teams. So all the teams that are creating content here, you can all kind of track here. We'll start with an ABM campaign. So I'll do a one-to-one ABM campaign. I'll click personalization, and we'll select the targets that we want to personalize for. In this demo, I'll do it at the account level, but you can do it at the individual contact level. You can do it at different, more one-to-many groupings like persona level or a sub-vertical level. It's really however you slice and dice your customer segments today, you can create content around it. So I'll select these 15 targets. And like I said at the beginning, the great thing about Tofu is you can do all your different multi-channel campaigns all under one hood. So think about your landing page copy that you want to personalize, but also your marketing drip campaigns that you're sending, but also your SDR email outreach, your ad copy, your LinkedIn DMs. The ability to be able to do it all under one tool obviously saves you resources and time, but it also makes the messaging much more coherent and cohesive across different channels, which is a huge bonus. Okay, so let's do landing pages. You can really choose any page on your website. I went ahead and looked at NVIDIA's site and picked a few ones that we can use for today. So let's use this one as a template. And the idea here again is that we want to make sure whatever output we generate, it's on brand, right? There's a lot of tools that create new pages that's really off brand, but the goal here is you already have a lot of, spend a lot of resources, creating existing assets. Can we make that a more custom, more relevant experience to the different customer segments that you're targeting? So once we have this landing page pulled, you can go ahead and select different components in this page. So I'll select the main header, maybe the subheader. You can select as many as you want, but I'll just select 5 or 6 components here today. And then let's personalize it for our company. So let's see how it looks like if we personalize for Home Depot. So what we're doing here under the hood is, first of all, we know the underlying structure of the landing page. We make sure all the style and the format is the same. We've already done in-depth account research for Home Depot. So anything we know about Home Depot's latest earnings or reports, any information that we have from the CRM is all pulled in as account research and used as additional information when we're creating this custom landing page for them. We really care about having human in the loop. I think there's still a place where people have the right judgment for what gets set out. So you can have a process where you're going through one by one on the different components, what you think is the right thing. We have 2 different variations by default, so you can kind of select which one you like. You can manually change it. You can also add custom instructions and prompts for individual components. So there's a lot of flexibility in terms of how you want this specific page to look like for a specific target. And then after you do this, if I just click finish review, you see a note here saying that we've added this content as an example of the content you like. We reinforce our system and our models to learn from your experiences and your choices. So now that we've learned that this is a landing page that you're happy with for Home Depot, we can now go and scale that for all of the other targets. So just like that, in an instance, you have 15 personalized landing pages that you can send out for your campaign. But now the question is, what do you pair them with? So I'll show you quickly how you can pair this with an email campaign. Same thing, if you have an email template that you want to use, you can use that as a way to personalize your content. But if you don't have one like we do right now, you can just ask Tofu to create the email for you, which we will do. Same thing, this one personalized for Ingram Micro. It found some like products and services that this company provides on their website, and it's creating a really personalized, relevant message. Let's select some components that we want to personalize, and let's try it on Boeing. And again, the same thing's happening under the hood. We're using account research that we've already done for Boeing and trying to incorporate that in the template format that we've already uploaded that we've said we like, and creating a custom message for Boeing. So I'll quickly go through this because I think we're running through time. The best thing, by the way, one last thing on this side, all of this is integrated. So on the email side, we can push it to your HubSpot, Marketo accounts, or Salesforce Outreach to use that. Landing pages, we work with any CMS provider. So Webflow, WordPress, your custom built CMS, it does not matter. We're able to dynamically render that landing page for each of those individual accounts. One last thing that I want to show, just like for, let's say, you're more on the content side or event marketing, we have all these pre-built templates. I saw people talk about so much time spent on prompting. So what we've done is created a bunch of templates for the most common use case around webinars. You can just upload a webinar and we can create all the derivative content around it. Event in a box, uploading a case study. And I'll just do this event in a box for today, just to show an example. So think about all the emails that you have to send before an event, the emails after an event, the social post that goes with it. You can all do this with a simple click. Let's pick this keynote that Jensen did earlier this year and use this as a core anchor content. And now that we've created this content, you can create your social cards, all the marketing email for the invites, the main event landing pages, the reminder emails, LinkedIn post, and the follow-ups after the event. So think about this really as a campaign in a box that you can use as a template for future campaigns. And all you have to do is change that anchor content that we discussed at the beginning to create really on-brand content over and over. So I'll stop here just in case there's any questions or in the room.
Questions are still coming. So exciting. It's like a marketing dream, EJ. We have currently 120 people watching this. So feel free to DM Joe and EJ, but I can't help but ask, EJ, what are you most excited about transitioning to 2025? And if you could share something really cool about the product roadmap.
Yeah, so as you see, the biggest benefit of Tofu is to have multiple teams use AI to generate content for their different use cases all under one hood. So we're trying to add more deeper integrations to their existing workflows. I think this came up again where the buyer gets super excited, but the users are always lagging. So like we really care about the users and having them see value as quickly as possible. So deep integrations in their workflows is something we care a lot about. We're moving now into ads, different content types. Images is a huge thing that we're trying to support. So many different use cases that we're trying to support for our marketers in 2025.